It's 10.
4.
No, that's not right. It's 10. That's how many game systems we're going over today. Welcome back, everybody. Um, my name is the Presley Rules, and I'm here with two other people. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 consoles for video games of all time. So,
So far.
yeah, so far. So we're going to go from 10 to 1, not from 1 to 10. So that way I'm going to be starting off, right, guys?
Yep. I don't even care.
Let me restart this. Okay.
Alright.
Now I'm going to put on monitor capture. And here we go. Yeah. So number 10, you might be a little bit surprised, and we were too. This is the Apple mobile platform, which came out in 2007.
It doesn't count.
It sure does. So before Apple became a big thing, they actually were best in consoles because they count the iPhone as console. So they came. The reason why they were good like that was because they came out with different sorts of things like iPad, iPod Touch, iPhone, everything like that.
Fun fact: the iPod, the first one, came out before the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why that's number 10. So up next is
And because we want Steve Jobs to turn over in his grave.
Up next is Atari 2600.
Probably the first home gaming console.
The founding father of video game consoles, the Atari.
Atari, guys.
2600, an obvious product of the times, with its somewhat stylish 70s wood paneling.
Man, I love it. The best part about this thing, if everybody can see, there's gonna be 4 switches, and
it's got switches instead of buttons.
the second knob, it says TV type, color, or black and white.
It did came out in the 70s.
Is the
That's
prototype
hilarious.
for living room gaming. It launched at $199, the same year as the Sega Dreamcast 22 years later, and included combat and 2 controllers, everything you need to jumpstart a something hobby.
I'm guessing a video game hobby.
Yeah, video game hobby.
So what this is basically the best of its time.
Which, I'm not done yet.
Oh.
It was succeeded by the Atari 5600 and the Atari 7800, but when the name Atari is mentioned, this pioneering video game system is what typically comes to mind.
It was basically only used for arcade games because those were the only games at the time, like shooters and like it even had Donkey Kong.
Pac-Man, right?
An
Or did that
outstanding
come out in
game title.
86?
They had Pac-Man on the Atari, but it wasn't.
That's good.
They said that the outstanding video game titles are Frogger, Pitfall, and Yar's Revenge.
Well, I have Pitfall.
You want to tell us what year that came out, Blake?
The Atari 1977.
Same year as Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also,
And the
who's
same year my
excited
mom
for
was
Rogue
born.
One?
Oh yeah. Boom. Right here.
Oh yeah.
Same year my mom was born.
There's
Blake,
an
you ready for
interesting
the
bit of
next?
personal information.
Yes.
Next system.
Okay. The next one
Hold
is
Okay,
the Nintendo Game Boy.
I have that.
on. Man, I love a Game
It
Boy.
was launched in 1989. The Nintendo Game Boy was on paper, a handheld doomed to failure. It was bulky. The screen was a hideous shade of pea soup green. It required 4 AA batteries, but the little handheld that could manage to best technology superior rivals Atari, Lynx, Sega Game Gear due to a sweet price point at $89.
Oh yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. The last video game console was pretty expensive for its time, wasn't it?
$199.
No, it's $299.
It was $199.
It
Was
was
it?
$199, but that was probably how much a TV cost back then.
Yeah, that's my point.
And several
Well, to be
killer
honest, it
apps.
was kind of worth it because you would either have no choice but to walk like 5 miles with a bunch of quarters in your pocket and go to the arcade. Because other than the Atari, the arcade was the only place to play video games.
Yeah.
And the killer apps of this one, it says, are Tetris, Super Mario Land, and Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
The Game Boy was the genesis of Nintendo's handheld video game dominance, which lasts this day through, although, of course, Apple is shaking things up. See, number 10. Outstanding games are Terraria, Super Mario Land, and Pokemon.
So what I remember is I don't ever remember playing one of these Game Boys, but what I remember is playing the Game Boys that could fold over.
Mm-hmm.
Because my aunt had one of those and she had Pac-Man on it. I'd love to play a Pac-Man on that thing.
What, like?
Then the Nintendo DS came out and I started doing that.
You're talking about like a Game Boy Advance, like the rectangle one?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Like the little square. And it just folds. And you had the game cartridges to put in it, the little bitty tiny game cartridges.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So next is the NeoGeo. I have never heard of this. NeoGeo. Oh, you probably can't hardly see that picture. The original graphics war system, SNK's NeoGeo Advanced Entertainment System, was home version of the arcade upright. It was 2D juggernaut that eclipsed the other 16-bit systems that emerged in the 1990s. In two terms of raw sprite-pushing power. Packing the same power as its arcade twin, the NeoGeo home cartridges were stuffed with expensive ROM chips and that pushed their prices up to $200 in range. The console itself launched at $649. That's a lot for.
It is.
This was launched in 1990. That was a lot.
That's a lot.
So what I thought was interesting about this was that it's kind of like a brother to the arcade games, which is really interesting to me. I guess that's about all. But
I don't see why it would be so popular. It's basically just like another NES.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got.
It was relatively unheard of.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool to be honest, but
Yeah, it seems like it would be easy to carry around.
what's that game in it? I can't see the game in it, but
It's like a Hulk Hogan game, I think. It looks like it.
and to be honest, this had pretty good systems for the 1990s. It had 16-bit. What I run on right now is 32-bit, I think. Well, that's about half of what I run on now.
Well, it had two competitors during that time.
Oh, don't get to that yet, but
Yeah, spoilers.
we got any? Oh yeah, outstanding titles that were put on this was Gru, Mark of the Wolves, King of Fighters '98, Metal
King of
Slug
Fighters.
3. That's nice. I haven't ever heard of any of those.
I heard of King of Fighters, but I think it was ported to the arcade. Well, let's just take a look at the next system.
I think next is
And
going to be
that would be
Ba-ba-ba.
The PlayStation.
the first one.
The very first PlayStation launched in.
Talk louder.
Okay, sorry. The very first PlayStation launched in 1994. The original PlayStation didn't do anything particularly innovative. CD-based game systems had existed before its 1995 debut. But what Sony brought to the table with its first console was a level of maturity not seen in previous systems. Not only was it physically designed as a more living room worthy entertainment component, but the games themselves saw more adult storytelling and darker themes. With the Sony PlayStation, gaming had finally grown up. The outstanding titles were Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2,
Ooh,
and Xenogears.
I've never heard that one.
Mm.
So I
Well,
got
they didn't put Final Fantasy on that list. That was the most selling game on the system. Sucks.
Well, I got a story. I've got the first PlayStation, and it's really cool because I got all kind of games to go with it. Like there's a derby game and everything, but I think the most cool game they had
Tomb Raider.
was a Dukes of Hazzard game. They had a Duke's Hazard game. It was
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I saw that. I saw that.
Like it's hard to work because see in the back there's a power supply with the cord leading to the back. Well, sometimes it comes undone so you can't see it and stuff. So it doesn't work all the time. But
It was also a well-designed system with
yeah,
the CD being protected and easy to get out. It only had 2 controller ports, with other systems at the time having at least 4. And they actually, the first controller, it didn't have the back bumpers like you see other systems have, but they re-released the controller so it could have it.
so y'all ready to do next? You guys?
Alrighty, next up, da 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 da. What the heck is this?
PC Engine.
1987. A Japanese PC Engine was the result of NEC and Hudson Soft joining forces to knock down the Nintendo Famicom, or the Nintendo Entertainment System in Japan, out of position as the #1 video game console. It didn't unseat the gaming giant, but the pairing proved wildly successful nonetheless. It supported a 16-bit GPU that enabled it to render larger, more colorful, more detailed sprites than Nintendo's console. Plus, it was the first video game console to use CD-based media. What? Thanks to the optical drive add-on that allowed developers to create larger games with incredible soundtracks. PC Engine would see a number of variations: Core Engine, PC Engine Duo, Super Graphics, and more. Super Graphics, I've heard of them. Over the course of its existence, that added new hardware designs and functionality, Americans may remember the PC Engine as the TurboGrafx 16. Yeah, I remember that one. Which flopped stateside due to poor port from Japan. Outstanding times were Dracula X, Rondo of Blood, Lords of Thunder, PC Gaijin 2, aka Bunk's Revenge. Some pretty extreme titles because, well, it's a product of its time.
Well, what I thought about this was it was made to be better than the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, right?
Yeah, and it had what looked to be better hardware, but I think the downside is you can now see it's only supported 1 player, and the games don't sound very appealing to the majority that the NES provided. The NES, it was games for everybody.
Yeah.
This one seems like it's only made for a single audience.
I also thought like it was a little bit cool that they finally did CD on this.
Yeah,
This was first.
but since it was such a new thing, it wasn't well received and needed time to develop over.
So
Guess that's enough to say on that one. Let's go over to, oh dear lord, the Sega Genesis. Sega rebounded from its lackluster 8-bit Master System with the Genesis, a console that ran neck and neck with the Super Nintendo during the 16-bit wars, fueled by excellent parts of arcade hits, Afterburner, Altered Beast, Outrun and Strider, a number of excellent sports games, Madden, Sports Talk Series, and Mario Killer, Sonic the Hedgehog, a doomed-to-fail franchise. It managed to stay competitive despite being graphically and sonically inferior to its rivals. Plus, Sega allowed a bloody, violent Mortal Kombat to be released on its platform at the time when the video game violence debate was in full range, thereby earning the system Sega Cool Points. Outstanding titles were Gunstar Heroes, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Streets of Rage 2, and fun fact, even Wolfenstein.
So what I think about this is a very cool design to me.
Yeah, a lot of the other consoles looked a little blocky and like a big brick. This one was more sleek and gave it a more inviting look. And
Yeah.
It had more of an edge with like teens and stuff. Because of sports games, it was mostly made for like boys.
Yeah.
Such like our demographic.
Yeah.
But hey, there's nothing wrong with playing Mario. Okay, adults still do it today.
I also like that this was the first console to have Mortal Kombat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the volume button right there. So I
It even
believe,
had a headphone jack.
yeah, I believe the next one is going to be the one that we probably all know, to be honest.
Dun 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 dun. Oh, the Kinect. I hate it so freaking much. Get it out of my face before I hit it.
So the one that's number 3 on our list is Xbox 360.
I hate the Kinect so much.
That came out in 2005. So it came out with a lot of things to it, including the Kinect.
And a red ring of death.
So in terms of hardware, the retail game library, the Xbox 360 doesn't do anything particularly different from past systems, but it ranks high on the list for one reason: Xbox Live. Microsoft's online platform provided that online gaming communities could thrive in the console space by not only creating a hub at which gamers could compete, but also a place to stream movies, download game trailers, and purchase both old and new games, as well as downloadable content from the comfort of their sofas.
And troll 8-year-olds.
Yeah. So let me see. The Xbox 360 is the prototype for online console gaming, and we expect future consoles to closely emulate it. Some of the big titles on the Xbox 360 was Alan Wake, Halo 3, and Mass Effect 2.
Majority of which were shooters, which is the majority of gaming nowadays.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Well, I mean, I like Xbox 360.
I don't have a problem with it. I own 2 of them. One of them red rings. Don't laugh.
I like
Stop laughing.
I like shooter games too,
Yeah.
but that could be better.
My only problem is that there's too many of them to keep track of.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that they put Minecraft on the list. That's probably the most games sold for the Xbox 360.
Yeah, and Microsoft bought it, so they're rolling in dough now.
Yeah. Well, there's not much to say about the Xbox because so
Everybody
many people
about
knows
it,
about it. I mean,
So next will be the NES.
the NES. Did anybody ever play this one besides me?
Which one? No, I don't think
Uh.
so. I played similar ones, but not like that.
This is the system that turned every child into a gamer in the mid-80s. The NES not only had one of the largest libraries in gaming, but one of the most varied. Action, sports, RPGs, shooters, and more were all well represented. Of course, it would be a grave misstep to overlook the home debut of the most important video game in history, Super Mario Bros., a first-party exclusive that made the NES the first true must-have video game console. Its most outstanding titles were mostly just Nintendo properties: Super Mario 3, Legend of Zelda, Mega Man 2. I mean, you guys know so much about the NES, and yet a lot of people don't even know it. If you're the audience that goes online about video games, I'm pretty sure you've heard it, or at least seen a video on it.
I mean,
There's not much more to say other than it's probably one of the most influential video games ever, and pulled video games out of the dirt during the crash of 1983. It's a damn good system.
alright, next.
Is the Sega
Dreamcast.
Sega.
So this is at number 1 on our list. It was gone too soon, and that's all that needs to be said of the Dreamcast. The best system that Sega ever manufactured, and the best system of all time. This isn't just nostalgia talking here. The Dreamcast waxes the other consoles in this countdown thanks to a killer library and visionary technical innovations.
Library. It didn't even have a Sonic game.
The Dreamcast represented the height of Sega's creative output. Games like Choo Choo Rocket, Jet Grind Radio, Space Channel 5, Shenmue, and dozens more formed a collection of creative, fun, and quirky games that you'd be hard pressed to find in such abundance on any other platform. Seriously, where else can you find a title like Seaman that likes what?
What?
Seaman.
Ew.
It's literally Seaman.
Ew.
That lets you interact with the odd manfish hybrid using just a microphone and your voice. Shooters are well represented in Gigawing, March, Matrix, and other tough as nails chumps. The much beloved NFL 2K series began as short but brilliant as it run as it chased Madden and outside the NeoGeo. Um, so this came out with a lot of things, and it was the start of sports video games and everything. It was good console.
Still can play DVDs. And how is this?
I don't know.
This came out during the PlayStation 2.
This has got 4
They-
points though. 4 points.
So did the N64.
Well, that's not my point. So some of the outstanding titles were NFL 2K2, which is 2002, Shenmue, and Soul Calibur. So I think that's about all we have to say for this stream. Thank you for watching. I know one thing is happening as of right now. I know Landon Tunes is streaming actually exactly right now. So if y'all want, y'all can just go over and check him out, cause he's really cool. So yeah, he's streaming right now. Black Ops 3 Road to Dark Mode. Landon Tunes was on us with our last podcast, so go check that out. He's really cool. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Magnolia State Productions and Chuck and that's about all I have to say. Bye guys.